All right, well, let's move on to Facebook. It's another big story that we are tracking today, and Facebook and other big tech giants are front and center on Capitol Hill. Now, with the House Judiciary Committee launching its investigation into their market dominance, but despite the uncertainty about future regulations, MoffettNathanson upgraded the stock, saying that regulatory risk is already priced in, but growth, however, is not. Dan Howley is on the story, and Dan, MoffettNathanson at least isn't worried about regulations. There's been lots of talk out there about how big of an impact these supposed regulations will have on these big tech giants. What do you think?
I think, it's all fine and dandy to say you're not worried about regulation now, but it remains to be seen whether or not we'll see it. And one of the ways that we could see it is breaking up Facebook entirely and having it split into its three components. That would be Facebook, the app itself, WhatsApp, and then Instagram. And if that happens, then, obviously the stock price would naturally take a hit. I just don't see how you can say that the potential regulatory action is priced in when we haven't even really seen what could happen going forward. And there is some talk of maybe where there's an overreaction, or maybe we won't see a full breakdown of the company. And that I don't necessarily think that will happen, but it's still a possibility. And I think that saying that it's already priced in is kind of simplifying it too much.
Dan, MoffettNathanson in that note said that antitrust actions on Facebook seem unlikely. Do you agree with that?
I don't think it seems unlikely. Well, it's unlikely in the sense that the companies themselves will break up. We'll probably still see a singular Facebook, but what we will see besides that, though, is the potential for regulation that would deal with privacy, that could deal with some kind of free speech matter. I know that's something that a lot of the conservative people in Congress are bringing up. So we will see something going forward. They're too much of a political football right now to have no action taken. I think them and Google will face something, but Facebook really is the one that's kind of lined up to get hit with some kind of reform or regulation going forward.
Dan, the second part of this call, they were saying that future growth opportunities are not yet priced in. What do you think are Facebook's long-term growth opportunities at this point?
I really think it's still at this point Instagram. Facebook, can still expand across the world. Instagram as well can expand across the world. Facebook has 2 billion plus monthly active users. Instagram isn't there yet. If they can expand that, continue to grow it. Right now they're working on adding a easier shopping experience on Instagram. That could add more to Facebook's value. And then WhatsApp, if they can get more people, specifically in the US, to use WhatsApp. Not many use WhatsApp as they do internationally. So if they can grow it here at home rather than having them lean on iMessage or Apple's Messages apps or Facebook Messages, then they could see more growth. But it really is, at this moment, Instagram.
All right, Dan Howley, thanks so much for breaking that down for us.